Preston North End move into the playoffs after they smashed Blackburn Rovers 4-1 at Ewood Park. What's going to happen though this weekend? We're going to take a look at it. All of it next. That's right, folks. Pam's Game on a prediction video today. We're forward to match number 23 in this year's championship, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang it to all things championship related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Cup related. It's still going on. Of course, it's going to end this weekend, but the championship is starting to crank up a notch, of course, as we enter the festive period. Who's going to take full advantage of all the games and all the days? And of course, we'll take a look at it in a second. I think we should have VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it, of course, and have a look at, I think, a full fixture list in the championship. Here were the games that start off with that bit of a shitter, and it was a 4-1 win for Preston against Blackburn Rovers. Yes, it was. Meanwhile, Bristol City big 3-1 win over Rotherham over at the New York Stadium. It didn't go that way either, did it? Reading 1-0 winners over Coventry 1-1. Actually, where the heck was that result? We'll get to that in a minute, of course. Where are we? Blackpool 0, Birmingham City 0. I've gone with a draw on that one, not too shabby. Middlesbrough picked up a 2-1 win over Luton, 2-0 win in my eyes. We got Millwall 1, Wigan 1. I went with the 1-0 win myself. Not great there. Meanwhile, Reading picked up a 1-0 win over Coventry. I went with a 2-1 win the other way. Sheffield United, of course, 1-0 win over Huddersfield, 2-0 win it was. Stoke 3-1 win was my pick. 2-2, of course, in the end. Swansea did lose to Norwich, 1-0 win for them on the road. And of course, Burnley did smash QPR 3-0 in the end on the road, 2-0 win in my eyes. 0-0 drop between Watford and Hull. Good result that is for Hull. And of course, Sunderland lost to West Brom. 2-1 it was as well. I don't think I did very, really well in the Superliga. We'll have a look at this second. This, of course, is your league at the moment. Of course, Burnley running away with it. 3 points clear over Sheffield United, who are now 5 points clear over Blackburn Rovers, who are starting to look really shit. Meanwhile, of course, Norwich, Watford, and then Preston in the top 6. Going down there, Wigan, Blackpool, and Huddersfield, of course, for the time being. It can all change, though, very, very soon. Of course, what else do we have? We have the Super Brew. Not this one. What else? We're going to take a look at the Championship. That's right. So here are we. I don't think it's going to be very, very good for me. We go, of course, recapping the round robin results here, of course. Well done, Burnley KE, of course, he's running away with it, as did Kevin, 14 points for them. Wang G, of course, 9.5. Russell's up there, 10.5. Where am I? I don't think I did good. I did 5.5 there, pretty shitty, none the same. If you see your name, smash your thumbs up. That's the rules around here. And of course, take a look at the leaderboard, where I think I'm in 19th, but Burnley KE is running away with 200 points. Wow, wow, wee, wow. Non-mover. The top 4 is non-mover. Russell Frost, or Russell 22302, and Wang GF, Wang Fan have gone down a couple of spots there. Oh, my Mexican Sabbath up 4 to 11 now. Myself up 1 to 19. So making a slow moves. Swansea City 1's up to 4 spots to 26. Well done indeed as well. But that's, of course, of those situations there. It can all change very, very soon. If you want to get involved in Cut Divorce EFL Champ, do it. Get amongst it. Get your name in lights and see if you can compete with the big boys. That's right. But anyway, we are going to take a look at the next round of games, of course, coming at you this coming weekend. All starting on Friday, December the 16th, with Birmingham up against Reading. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? At St Andrews, played 34 times in 1995. 15 wins for Birmingham, 14 wins for Reading, 5 draws, of course. Birmingham, though, 1 defeat past 6, 58% form for them right now. Reading, though, back-to-back wins for them, 42% form for them heading into this last round. Over at St Andrews was a 2-1 win for Reading back in November 2021. Reading are actually unbeaten against back-to-back wins over Birmingham most recently. Reading with a 1-0 win over Coventry, Birmingham with a 0-0 draw against Blackpool, of course. But the odds right here, right now, we've got 23-20 as your host, 12-10 is your draw, 11-4 is your away win. I'm backing a 1-0 win for the Brummies here, who are doing in mid-table, but of course a win for them. That could actually shoot them way up as high as 7th in the table. That's how tight it is at the moment. Bristol City, of course, coming at you, against Stoke, of course, at Thrashton Gate. Now, these two sides, according to my eyes, have played each other a whole bunch. A whole bunch. How many times do you mean by a whole bunch? Well, I'll tell you, they've played it actually 15 times in 1994. 8 was to Bristol City, 5 was to Stoke. We've got 2 draws as well. Bristol City, they're just 1 6, 40% form for them right now. Stoke, though, 58% form, for, winning 3 of the last 6 games. Last round, they're over at Bristol City, was a 1-0 win for the host, the Robins, back in November 2021. They're actually back-to-back wins for them over Stoke, back-to-back clean sheets as well. Stoke, though, picking up a draw against Cardiff most recently. Bristol City with a 3-1 win over Rotherham. The odds, though, basic odds going in favour of Bristol City. They're narrow favourites. It is very, very tight. Paper tight between themselves and Stoke for the victory on this one. I'm going to go with a win for Stoke myself. 2-1 win for them on the road, and that can actually push them up as high as 14th at the table. Cardiff City, though, they're up against Blackpool coming at you over in Wales. Now, these two sides up each other. 16 times 2003, 8 was to Cardiff, 3 for Blackpool, 5 draws, of course. Cardiff, though, 42% form for them right now, winning twice at the last 6 up against the Blackpool side. Just 1 win is 6, 25% 25% form for them at the moment. Aston Round, though, in Wales, it was a 1-1 draw back in February 2022. Cardiff, though, unbeaten against Blackpool over the last 3, pick up a couple of wins and a draw. We've just 1 defeat past 6 against Blackpool most recently. Blackpool, though, 0-0 draw against Birmingham, with Cardiff pick up a 2-2 draw against Stoke. But the odds right here right now, we've got Cardiff to 11-10 on for the victory. Over 5-2 is draw, 60-5 is your away win. We are backing a home win here, 2-0 win for Cardiff, and that again could get them away from the drop and put Blackpool in serious trouble at the bottom of the table. Meanwhile, Coventry up against Swansea, coming at the Rico. Played each other 10 times, 8-6 was for Swansea, nothing for Coventry. 4 draws, of course. Coventry, though, winning 4 of the last 6, 67% form for them right now. Swansea, though, just 1 win in 6, 42% form for them at that moment. Last round, they're over at Coventry, it was a 2-1 win for Swansea back in November 2021. Swansea 1-0 loss to Norwich most recently. Coventry with a 1-0 loss to Reading. The odds right here right now. We've got Coventry 29-20 for the victory. 9-4 is draw. 2-1 is your away win. It could go either way. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw myself. Point apiece. No one's going to be happy with that, are they? Meanwhile, Burnley up against Middlesbrough coming at Turdmore. Played each other 16 times in 1984. 4 wins for Burnley, 8 wins for Borough, 4 draws, of course. Burnley, they're winning 5 of the last 6, 83% form for them right now. Middlesbrough, though, 4 wins on the bounce, 92% form for them at that moment. Of course, last round over at Burnley was a 1-0 win for for Burnley back in December 2016. That was in the Premier League, of course. Borough, though, 2-1 win over Luton most recently. Of course, Burnley with a big 3-0 win over QPR. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. Just scored 9 goals in the last 3 games, have Burnley. Of course, in all competitions. The odds right here, right now, we've got Burnley 11-10 for the victory, 12-5 is draw, 13-5 is your away win. We are backing Burnley, unfortunately, 3-1 win. Middlesbrough taking the L on this one then. Of course, coming at you, where are Borough in the table? They're up to 12th right now. Of course, Huddersfield Town up against Watford. Of course, coming at you, the Macau Pan, John Smith, Kirk Lees. Played each other 18 times in 1985, 9 wins for Huddersfield, 8 for Watford, 1 draw, of course. Huddersfield, though, 1 win in 6, 25% form for them right now. Watford, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them. Also 1 win in 4, if you want to look at it that way. Last round, though, over at the Macau Pine, John Smith, Kirk Lees. It was a 2-0 win for Huddersfield back in December 2020. Meanwhile, of course, Watford with a 0-0 draw at Hull, back to 3 games without conceding a goal for Watford. Haven't scored a goal in 2 as well. Huddersfield, though, of course, 1-0 loss to Sheffield United back-to-back games without scoring a goal for themselves. So 3 games without a goal. 11-4 is your host, 23-10 is your draw, 11-10 is your away win. We are back in, of course, a 2-0 win for Watford on the road against a toothless Huddersfield Town. Of course, we go to the K-Com, that's right. Hull City up against Sunderland coming at you over at in the MKM Stadium. Played 20 times, 2006. 5 wins to Hull, 11 wins to Sunderland, 4 draws, of course. Hull, though, 1 win in 6, 50% form for them right now. Up against the Sunderland side, 58% form, winning 3 and losing 2 of the last 5. Last round, though, over at Hull, it was a 2-2 draw back in April 2021. That was in League 1. Of course, Hull picking up a 0-0 draw against Watford. 3 draws in succession. 2 of them were friendlies, don't really count. Sunderland with a 2-1 loss to West Bromwich Albion, of course, not great there either. 8-5 is your Hull, 9-5 is your Sunderland, 11-5 is your draw. We are backing a 1-1 draw here. Point apiece. We'll see about that as well. Preston off end up against QPR. Neil Critchley's QPR coming at you over at Deepdale. Played 30 times this year. 2013 wins for Preston, 7 wins for QPR. We've got 10 draws, of course. Preston are winning 4 of the last 5, 6% form for them right now. QPR, though, just 1 win in the last 6, 25% form for them at that moment. Last round, though, of course, over at Deepdale was a 2-1 win for Preston back in April 2022. Preston with a big 4-1 win over Rovers. You don't want to talk about that. Of course, QPR with a big 3-0 stonking against Burnley. Of course, not great for them either. 64 is your Preston, 90-10 is QPR, 94 is your Will Critchley get a new manager about, so they need it. I've gone with a 3-0 win though for Preston because they look good against Rovers and they want to continue that into the playoffs and beyond. West Bromwich Albion up against Rotherham. Coming at the Hawthorns. Now, these two sides have played each other 8 times since 2001. 4 wins for West Brom, 2 for Rotherham. And we've got 2 draws, of course. West Brom, though, winning 4 of the last 5, 6% form for them right now. Rotherham just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them heading into this last round. Over at the Hawthorns, there was a 2-1 win for West Brom back in April 2019. Rotherham, though, 3-1 loss to Bristol City. Of course, the Baggies pick up a 2-1 win over Sunderland most recently. But the odds right here right now, 9-4 on is your West Brom, 7-2 is your, 30-2 is your way win. I think West Brom are back, guys. They are back in contention. 2-0 win for them over Rotherham in my eyes. Norwich City, though, up against Rovers is the late game on Saturday. We'll be there, watch along and all. Played 21 times in 1983, 8 wins for Norwich, 5 wins for Rovers, 8 draws, of course. Norwich, though, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the past 5. Up against the Rovers side, 67% form for them, winning 4 and losing 2, of course, most recently. But, of course, a couple of those games in the middle there are friendly, so don't really look into it too much. Rovers, though, did draw last round over at Carrow Road back in March 2021. The home side's only won once in the last 6 in all games, all venues between these two sides. Of course, Preston did beat Rovers most recently. Norwich with the big 1-0 win over Swansea. But the odds right here, right now, we got Norwich 5-4 on for the victory, 7-2 is your Rovers, and 27-10 is the draw. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Norwich. I cannot see it myself because I think we're absolutely shit right now, and our form against our rivals has been garbage. We need to see a response, and fucking fast. Sorry about my language. Anyway, Luton Town against Millwall. Let's get into it, of course, over on Sunday, December the 18th. Now, these two sides, of course, blocking horns over at Kenilworth Road. Played the 18 times since 1994. 3 wins for Luton, 6 wins for Millwall, 9 draws, of course. Luton, though, just 1-6, 42% form for them right now. Millwall, 1-6, 42% form for them at the moment as well. Last time round, though, over at Kenilworth Road, it was a 2-2 draw back in April 2022. Luton unbeaten against Millwall over the last 3, pick up a couple of draws and a win. Millwall, though, 1-1 draw against Wigan. Most recently, Luton with a big 2-1 loss to Middlesbrough. The odds here, we have Luton 13-8, 2-1 is your draw. 2-1 is also your away when that's Millwall here. We are back in Luton Town with a 1-1 draw here. It's not really making progress with the new manager just yet. And then wrap it up. It's Wigan. It is Sheffield United. It is Monday night. Coming at the DW, of course, it's a Toure against Heckingbottom in the dugout. Played 10 times, done 3. 4 was for Wigan, 3 for Sheffield United, and we've got 3 draws, of course. Wigan, though, 1 win and 6, 33% form for them right now. Sheffield United, of course, just 1 defeat by 6, 83% form for them heading into this. Last time around, over at the DW, was a 3-0 win for Sheffield United, back in, of course, January 2019. The Blades, though, 1-0 win over Huddersfield Town, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Wigan, they were the 1-1 draw against Millwall most recently, but the odds right here right now, we have 14-5 is your Wigan, 23-10 is draw, 12-10 is your, 12-20 actually is your away win here. We're back in a 2-0 win for Sheffield United. Of course, I don't think we're going to got it in the tank against the second of the table Blades. That's, of course, my take on it, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Of course, if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. Rovers dropping down to 6th. Oh my gosh, on the verge of getting out of the playoffs. With Burnley, Sheffield United, of course, running away with Norwich, making strides, Watford, and then Preston North End. Going down, Wigan, Blackpool, and then Huddersfield, of course. No change, really, down the foot. That's, of course, my take. Let me know your take as well using the link here. /EFL Champ, getting amongst it, and see you back around for the next one. Until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. We go again, guys. Go again. Cam Rovers, get anything now, Carrow Road. I'll be live with a watch along, and hopefully you'll be there too. But until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next.